everyone, and welcome to Wild Moments brought to you by Explore.org. And we are so lucky that we have Miss T. McCurdy in the house. Hi, Taylor.
I'm trying out new dance moves. Hello, thank you again for having me. Sorry I wasn't here last week, but I'm back.
Yes, it was Lone Ranger time last week, Taylor. Would you like to explain yourself? Thankfully, all you wonderful viewers kept me company, and you had so many questions, which was obviously very, very helpful since I had no Taylor to keep me going. So yes, we missed you very much. So thank you now, Taylor, for being with us.
No, well, I'm so glad. I was quite sad that I wasn't able to make last week, but it seems like we've got some really interesting, cool behaviors that we're going to witness today. So I'm sure we'll be chatty Cathy's as usual.
Oh yes, of course. Of course. Anyway, if this is the first time that you're joining us, welcome. We'd love to give you a big old hug from the Africam community and, of course, from all the animals. But this is half an hour that Taylor and I were both guides, and we get to. There you
See,
go.
I
Taylor's
hugged this.
giving you a hug.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go through the clips. Ooh, I moved my laptop too much. There we go. Go through the clips. Some really interesting clips over the last week. This week we've got, like Taylor said, some really cool ones with some behavior that's quite unusual, not something I've seen repeatedly over time. So lots of interesting things to discuss. And because we are live and interactive, that means that you can send through questions and comments, and you can chat to us and discuss with us, and we can all learn together as well. But that also means that you can simply just say hello to us because you like us and you like the show and you want to tell us how you're enjoying the show. How are you enjoying the show today, Taylor?
I'm very excited. It's very dark and gloomy, as you can see in my house today, because the clouds have rolled over. So I'm not sure what big storm we're in for. But so I'm excited. I'm excited for the clips with a combination of the weather. Amazing. It's just going to
Oh,
add to the craziness. But yeah, no, it's been good. You've been a great host so far.
I obviously I was not clear enough. I was meaning more. Are you enjoying a cup of tea like I
Oh,
was, or
I've actually got no. The thing that I've got next to me is not a beverage of sorts, but a pack of Uno cards. I don't know why. Yeah, it's random. At my workstation,
okay?
I've got Uno. Yeah.
There we go. Who's gonna top Taylor's Uno cards? Anyway, let's say hello to everybody. Casper's third ghost. You say happy Thursday to all from a warm, sunny Milwaukee. Hot tea ready? One for me. Another tea person. Dear NC, you say good morning, Trish and Taylor. All ready for your show for the show with your coffee, of course. Coffee is always the go-to. Andy, you say good afternoon, all you lovely good people. I love that, Andy. Good afternoon to you too. Janice Ukunami, you say hello from California. Hello, Janice. Thank you for joining us. Alex says hi, all from Russia. Hi, Alex. Thank you for joining us again. Catherine's back. I know what Catherine's drinking. Catherine says, hi, lovely ladies. Good to see you. G&T ready for the show. Knew it. Amber Co, you say happy Thursday to all that are here. Coffee made, dog fed, and you are ready to go. Sounds perfect. Just a few more hellos, and then we'll head on to our first clip. April Al, you say good morning, all. Enjoying your iced raspberry tea from sunny Connecticut. You're happy to be here. Man, I know so much about your eating, your food and drink habits. I love it. Bridget McKenney, you say hello, Trishala and Taylor. Hi, Bridget. Thank you for joining us. And Mr. H, UAE 87, cheesecake and coffee. That sweet tooth. Gotta love it. All right.
That sounds delicious.
Let's head in. So we've got three of the first clips that we're going to watch, pretty much very similar, because we're looking at a specific repetitive behavior that I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. We've seen it over the cams. We've chatted about it a little bit as well. In fact, I think the first version of one of these clips we had looked at together was it last week when you weren't here, Taylor?
No, I
Might have
think it
been.
wasn't it the week
Uh,
before.
might have been the
I
week
remember.
before.
Yeah, I remember the
Yeah.
one clip.
The one. So there is a crocodile at Victoria Falls, at the waterhole at the Victoria Falls Safari Lodge, that appears to be targeting elephants. So let's have a look at the first clip. We'll chat a little bit, but I think what's going to happen is at the end of the three clips, we're going to have a long chat. But let's go for clip one first and see how we go. Yeah, just another day in the bush, a couple of elephants coming down to have a drink. Nothing to see here.
No. Hey. What are you doing?
Whoa, 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 that was absolute chaos. That was, sorry, I'm
I'm
smiling. It's just that at the moment it happened, all I thought was, got your nose. But shit.
like,
That was chaotic. I wonder if we could just watch it again because the crocodile is so stealthy. I only saw it at the moment that it actually made itself large, or it could actually wanted to be seen, once it popped out of the water. Just want to see if we're able to see it before that. And then also at the end, I'm not sure if the crocodile got stepped on by the panicked elephant. Let's watch. Oh, oh,
the poor elephant just drags it out the sea. Ah, step on him. Oh.
yeah.
Oh, that croc looks a little bit sore. It's not really racing off back into the water like you would imagine after an encounter like that. So, whoo,
Yeah,
that I've never seen
that
anything
is
like that. Not to that
no,
degree. I've only ever seen it once, and it was a croc. I've told the story grabbing an elephant's tail in the Zambezi, and it was very brief and like that's next level. Wow.
yeah, because also when crocodiles do that kind of thing, it's a defensive position. They're not thinking, "Oh, I can take down this elephant as a meal." So they're not usually holding on. It's just a defensive or maybe even an offensive attack to say, "Hey, get away." So, it's quick and then let go and then they're back into the water. This was personal almost.
Yeah, I was not letting go. That crocodile, even after being stepped on, looked like twice, being thrown around. I mean, it did a whole somersault just about. And I cannot actually believe that. My goodness, that clip must have gone viral because that's a serious wildlife encounter. Wow. I do wonder
That was
though, I suppose we're going to, okay, maybe I'll ask my question at the end once we've seen the other clips. How are we going
No,
to see it? Know if it's.
I'd like you to ask it now because I've also got a bit of a theory that I want to talk about now, but I want to see if it plays out in the other clips.
So I mean, we always talk about like the crocodiles can move. We know this. They don't have to be in water. It can take them days to move out of an area to a point. And that could be for what? A variety of reasons. The fact that the water hole is drying up, there's not enough food source, or potentially that there's just too much activity going on, right? And from what we've seen
Hmm.
so far on the Victoria Falls camera, that water hole is busy all the time. And it's not like it's particularly deep. I think it's quite long, but I don't think it's like very wide. And with the elephants and buffalo going down daily, and this, whether it's the same crocodile, I think it might be if we're seeing the same behavior over and over.
Yeah,
Why doesn't it just move? If it's that unhappy with the animals being in its space, like I've never been there, so I don't know how far away the next water source is. But I mean, at this time
yeah,
of the year, it's not like it's dry. That whole area, it's rainy season now, big rains.
yeah.
So bizarre. So
It
that's my
is, and
thing. If
also
it's that unhappy, why doesn't it leave?
it is very bizarre. Now, I didn't see Sally S's name come up, but Sally S had pointed out previously that buffalo were coming to the waterhole, but were not getting the same treatment that the elephants were getting
Mm.
at the waterhole from this crocodile, which is also interesting. But given what we just saw in terms of the behavior in this first clip, I wonder if this is a positive feedback loop, but in a negative sense. So positive in the direction it's going, but negative as in it is a bad situation. In that the crocodile is attacking elephants or attacks an elephant once, Elephant reacts, stomps on crocodile. Crocodile dislikes elephants more, continues to attack more elephants, gets a bad situation, continues. So I wonder if it's a result of something like that as well.
That's an
Very
interesting
interesting.
theory. I'm going to have to think about that one when we eventually watch the other clips. Sure, a crocodile that despises elephants. It sounds like the story of a children's book. Maybe not quite. We could probably reword it and change it up a little bit, but I feel like it could be an animation there.
I've always wanted to create a series of books that are a fairy tale like books, but for adults. That would be
Oh,
one of them.
oh my goodness, like little like fantasy kind of, well, not fantasy
Not
things. That'll
fantasy,
be
but the types of stories you give children, but for anyway, we'll get back to that another time when Taylor and I have our podcast.
I've decided on the name.
um,
It's called the Wednesday Wine, but wine spelt WHINE. How do you spell wine when you complain? That's how you spell wine. Hey, I didn't think that went
Line
through.
when you
Yeah,
complain.
but then we also
Wah.
do wine. The Wednesday Wine.
Had me at wine. You can guess which one. Bob from Kalamazoo, you say the dynamic duo. Happy Thursday. Jan Powers. Oh, hi, Bob. Sorry, I just skipped ahead without saying hi. Of course, hi to you. Jan Powers. Hello, Jan Powers. You say hi all a little late, but you made it. Oh, you're making a nice mug of chai tea latte. Very
Ooh,
nice.
yeah.
And Sheila is watching from Georgia, USA. Thank you for coming on board, Sheila. Oh, Jarell. Hi, Jarell. You say good day, Trishala and Taylor from Toronto. Oh, so many T's there. Trish, I wasn't live last week, but you watched the replay. Oh, and that I was splendid on my own. Thank you, Jarell. It's been another exciting week watching the cams and smiling to be here with your cup of Java. Wonderful to hear it. And then a couple comments on the clip that we just watched. Richard from London, you say that poor elephant. I know it looks painful. We know it's going to be painful. The end of the trunk is very, very sensitive. Yeah, it's painful. Catherine, you say, wow, that's crazy. It was crazy. It was almost, if we had been there in person, I'm not sure what I would have been able to say to guests. She's like,
No, I would have been shaking from the adrenaline that like coursing through my
huh,
veins. It would have been just, I probably would have just turned to everyone and gone, and then stayed like that for 20 minutes.
yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next clip and then we can, because now we have quite a few coming through and now we don't have the next clip. Let's head on to the next clip and then we'll continue this discussion about the croc and the elephant. Let's go.
Here they
Okay,
come.
9 time. Things get spooky and a little sticky in the nighttime in the bush. Things aren't as predictable.
Did you see that? Not happy with something. Oh, there goes the crocodile in the middle. Look.
Oh, what?
That happened so quickly.
No, but now this is very unusual. A crocodile's place of safety is the water. Start specifically coming to a vulnerable position just to get
So
rid
it's
of
on the right.
elephants.
I think it's quite far on the right and in fact just out of frame. But there we go. Yeah, there.
Oh, was it actually
Yeah,
attached to the elephant's
yeah,
trunk there?
absolutely. That is so bizarre. I mean, you could see the herd they were nervous. You could, when they were coming down, they weren't like diving straight into the water
Yeah,
like we quite often see elephants do. I mean, I suppose if it's the same herds, they know that there's crocodiles that are lying in these waters. But
yeah.
that is, I can't wrap my head around that. And it seems to be going for smaller elephants. Or I think one clip we watched, did it grab an adult once? I can't remember now.
Went for an
If
adult, but I don't think it managed to grab it. That was the clip we watched
Yes,
2 weeks
yes,
ago. Yeah.
yeah,
And that was a bull, the first one. It was a smaller bull. It was not like a
yeah.
30-year-old bull, but it was still a bull, which means it was as large as an adult cow. it was pretty big. Um, Unusual. Leaving a place of safety, putting itself in a vulnerable position just for the sake of chasing away elephants. Ben Mami asks, do you think the elephant was injured?
Yeah,
Yeah,
surely
I
it
would.
must have some tears or cuts or I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would imagine.
it definitely didn't look like the tip of the trunk was taken off. I don't think that happened, but you're still going to get puncture marks, still going to get
Mm.
soft tissue tears, that kind of thing. So there is going to be damage there. I mean, essentially, it's been crushed by like 3,000 pounds per square inch of force. So pretty. It's going to be damaged at the end there. And that
Absolutely.
also means there could potentially be nerve damage, and potentially affect how well that elephant is able to pick things, at least until it heals, if it heals.
Yeah. I just think it's truly amazing to see how we don't hear of this behavior very often. But then all of a sudden, this live webcam gets put there, and we see this. It's amazing just watching the same spot over and over and seeing how specific groups of animals behave. There's something else, I don't know if you've seen it recently, a lake just near Mapungubwe National Park, which is kind of like Limpopo, Northwest Province, on the border of Botswana. The tigerfish that are being recorded in this lake catching barn swallows, leaping out of the water and grabbing them as they come down to either plunge bath or to drink water. It's insane. And they've only found, there's all scientific papers on it, just about this group of fish. So it's just amazing how, that's what I love about animal behavior. It doesn't matter where you go, you will see something different because they've worked out, something that works for them that could benefit them, whether it's a food or hunting strategy, or in one of this case with the crocodile, maybe he just likes to be thrown around. I don't know.
I mean, but that's just it, is that we have no idea the reason for it. We can only just postulate.
Yeah.
It could be this, it could be that. But whatever it is, it must be beneficial to the crocodile, whether we understand it or not. Otherwise, the crocodile would not be engaging in this behavior.
Yeah.
And I think that's really a critical point. This crocodile would not be doing it for nothing. Even if we can't understand what the benefit is, the benefit must exist, even if it is just in the crocodile's mind. April Owl, you say, surely the croc hurt the elephant and must have expected a reaction from the elephant. I mean, that would be what we would expect. That's what the average animal would expect. If it attacks something, it's going to get attacked back. Um, I don't know what to say. I don't know.
So
It must know
really
that, but
tricky thing. I suppose I would love to know how many times, if it is the same crocodile, how many times it has grabbed hold of an elephant's trunk and it's been successful at deterring them away from the water. Like they didn't come back. Like, yes, it got dragged out. Maybe it doesn't get dragged out as far and stepped on all the time. But yeah, just to see like how many times is it actually turning the elephant away versus how many times it's getting injured. Because surely if I don't understand this. Surely if it keeps getting injured, stepped on, this type of thing, I don't understand why it would still try and do that, even if it had some kind of dislike. Because I mean, don't animals, they also, the three basic defense mechanisms is that they they don't just attack things randomly. We watch leopards, very rarely watch leopards get into big brawls, right? We watch two big territorial males, they walk side by side, they size each other up, maybe they have a brawl or whatever the case is. Just I can't wrap my brain around it why this crocodile would keep doing something like this. And like you say, there must be something positive. But what's
yeah,
positive when you are being injured? Because then you can't necessarily feed yourself.
that's
I
just
suppose
it.
being a reptile, you're lucky because your metabolism works slightly different and you don't have to eat as often. But I don't know. Weird.
But
I think
that's
it's
just
very
it. Just it is that even if the initial behavior is a result of some benefit, like feeling that the water hole, its territory is overcrowded, that benefit is going to be outweighed by the fact that it's getting injured. We just have
Hmm.
to see how many times it's actually gotten injured to the point where it looks like, like the first clip we saw, that looked like the crocodile got it. You saw how it curled
Yeah.
itself out, curled
Yeah.
itself up, and then it moved towards the water quite slowly. Yeah, that
Hmm.
was an injury. So it's going to be a toss up between its perceived benefit of attacking and how many times it gets injured to the point where it decides that one outweighs the other.
Leaving the
Yeah.
elephants alone now. Hmm.
Yeah. I was just thinking, imagine if we can, how far back we'd have to go on this camera to see if there was some incident, something that maybe flew under the radar because it was not obvious that a crocodile was going for the elephant, something that could have triggered this kind of behavior. That would be interesting.
And then to be able to identify this crocodile successfully, to monitor if it is the same individual. Like, I don't know. What do you?
Yeah,
Yeah. What do you do?
I think it is though.
Any
I
other?
don't know, just a
Yeah.
feeling, but
I do. I
I
also
think it
really
is.
think it is. I completely agree. But just because I don't know for certain, I'm always scared to say absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's why I say I feel, 'cause
Yeah.
my feelings are valid, and you can't say that I can't feel. Anyway, Bump from Kalamazoo says, "Does the crocodile have a death wish?" Who knows? Let's look at the next clip and see what else we can figure out.
Oh, there it is this time.
Yes.
I'm quite curious to see. Are you going to intentionally move towards that elephant? No, you're going back.
Needs to go back to 10.
You're quite right, actually. Yeah, put the reverse sound on.
This is quite a, I mean, it's not the biggest bull. It's not a small bull.
No, yeah. I, it's not really, it's not bothering the crocodile at all. And we've seen interactions between crocodiles and elephants and other large animals where the crocodiles just mind their own business and the elephants
Mm.
mind their business too. I'm sad that it's we can't see it anymore if it is that same individual. Oh, there's another
No!
one. Was it the same one?
Right
Now this
at
is the
the, I think it's the same one because the other one went down and popped up right here under its trunk. Come on, elephant. Huh. That's interesting.
this is yes, this is a nice new piece to the puzzle. This is
Yeah.
rather insightful. Ah,
So, bigger elephant still wants to chase it away, had the opportunity to get the trunk for a long time there, but didn't and waited to pop its head out of the water after the trunk was lifted, as if it
so
knew
it's
which fight to pick.
I'm here. Look, I'm also here. That's very
Yeah.
interesting. Hmm. I'm so exciting to see more and more of these clips because I have no
Are
doubt.
you exciting? I am also exciting about it.
I am excited. I say exciting. I am exciting. That's just yeah, story of my life.
It's
But
so cool. It's so so
that's
what Taylor and I are getting at is that this crocodile seems to have learned enough to know how to moderate its behavior depending on what size elephant is coming to the pan. Now, that doesn't mean, I mean, we're again, we're just throwing out ideas here based on what we're looking at with these clips and the clips that we saw from the other week. So if we sat there for longer, we'd have more data. Based on what we've seen here, this is what we are assuming because we're seeing changes in the behavior depending on the size of the elephant. It looks now that the crocodile just wants to push elephants away from the water. It doesn't look like attacking them is the objective. Not that it really would be. It would be a strange objective. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, just we're going to keep watching this camera. Keep watching the camera. And
Um,
Kirst, maybe, we just put together a little file full of clips of this
yeah.
happening. And then
Wouldn't it be great to also chat to the guides at Victoria Falls Safari Lodge, sorry, and see what they have to say? Because I'm sure there's some guides that have been working there for years and years and years, and they've probably seen far more than what we do. It might, yeah. I wonder how long this has actually been going on for. Can I email them?
do it,
Can
do
I?
it, do it, do it.
That'll be the strangest email though.
Oh, I noticed one of your crocodiles.
Yes, I just want to know, is this something that you've seen before, or is this a new behavior? Can you imagine? They'll be like,
Ooh,
oh no.
um, Kirst has said that she's got an extra clip if we want to add more to our croc puzzle. Um, I
Ooh.
think we do, Kirst, but first I'm just going to answer two questions, and then we'll go to that clip. Casper's Third Ghost says that this has happened many times here at Victoria Falls. Does this mean that these are completely different elephant herds? Wouldn't they remember to be more cautious of the resident croc? I mean, elephants are cautious around
Hmm.
most waterholes, just innately, because waterholes usually represent a threat in the form of crocodiles. And they would learn, but it's kind of like learning as a child. If you have enough success for you to understand that success is possible, then when you fail, it's okay, psychologically. So imagine an elephant, if it thinks, oh, but we've drank water there before many times, but recently this crocodile's been a bit weird, they still know they've drank there. And it's not enough to change that pattern just yet. So they may know it, they will be cautious, but they're not going to be overly cautious and avoid the waterhole because of what for each of the herds would have been one, two, maybe three incidences. Altogether, it's quite a few, but they're different herds coming down.
Just do you
Anything you'd
think
like to
though?
add there?
Yeah, I want to ask you. Do you think though those? Because, like I said, I'm sure the same herds of elephants will. I mean, yes, we know breeding herds move and that type of thing. But if they're in the vicinity, that's a great place to drink water. I wonder. But again, this is a very difficult thing to to get the answer to. Would those elephants that have had that negative experience with a crocodile drink from the same spot, or would they try a different section of the pan? Because that's what my thinking would be. Okay, we were attacked over there. Let's try this corner this time. Surely.
That's what I think too. They're definitely not going to avoid drinking water if this is a convenient place for them to drink water. But I think maybe even not just the one that got attacked, but the ones that were nearby
Mm,
when it got attacked too. I think they would also be like, let's go around this side because that side, remember that thing happened there.
one
Definitely
time.
think that would be a thing. Yeah. It's exactly like when we guide and we're like, oh, let's just check this corner because the one time I saw a leopard there. Just happens.
I'm thinking you're 100% correct. That's exactly it. And 9 times out of 10, it's like, oh no. But then that tenth
But then
time,
it happens again, and then you're like, oh, it's the lucky corner. Catherine, you say, could this croc have some kind of disease that could make it act that way? I don't know.
hmm,
Don't know at all. But an interesting thought. Maybe like some kind of fungal mind control bacteria. Um, fungi. That's what I'm looking for.
yeah. Or
Maybe.
the court.
Um,
What about the horsehair, the nematode? The one that didn't
yeah.
well completes its life cycle within praying mantis, grasshoppers, those things. I wonder if they've started making their way into the minds of mammals. That's terrifying.
Or even something like toxoplasmosa, something like that too. Something to think about. We don't know anything like that to exist in reptiles, really, but something to think about. We're going to deep dive after this, Taylor. Oh man, we're out of time, but let's have a quick look at the last clip, the last bit to the puzzle, and then we'll say goodbye. Okay.
See, these
Can I think
elephants
I
are
see the
fine. They're
croc?
not, oh, there it is. But they're not perturbed at all, except that one in the middle. I think
Yeah.
realized it was there.
The
Don't tell
one in
me
the
it's
middle
gonna.
of the water.
See, look, it's got. Let's see. Don't get the baby.
No baby. So they're seeing the croc, and all they're doing is turning away from it, except some that forgot the croc is there. Oh,
Charged out towards it now. Get out of here!
yeah,
There goes the croc on the right.
yeah,
It's not even swimming
yeah. Give it
away
whatever you
very
owe. Let it.
fast.
No.
I mean, if that was me, I'd be sure hightailing it out of there. Oh, I don't want to be trampled on. I'm going to move quick. It's just like
Yeah.
it doesn't, it's so. Do you think it could have some kind of like neurological damage? Like maybe that there's also, I don't know, that it's like lost its mind. It's weird.
Well, can you please ask that in your email to the guides? Thank you very
Yes,
much.
absolutely. And I'm going to
Can
find
you
a
please tell
crocodile
me?
expert, a crocspert. And because that's obviously the
Oh,
legitimate term to what they call people who study crocodiles, crocspirts. I'm going to
yeah.
ask him as well. I don't know anyone that studies crocs.
All right, we have one question before we say goodbye. Song of Rain. You say, could that croc be a female and is protecting a nest? Doubt it.
Mm,
Um, crocodiles do protect. Female crocodiles will protect their nests to an extent, but not to the extent where they hurt themselves and put themselves in a vulnerable position like that. They still want to survive. So I would say no. What do you say, Taylor?
I would agree with that. And especially because crocodiles have a very specific breeding season as well. And if this has been
Yeah,
going
of
on
course.
before and the eggs haven't hatched yet, or it's later, I suppose we're going to see if we continue to see this behavior in the next couple of months, then we know it can't have anything to do with a nest site or anything like that. But I agree with you. I don't think that there's any animal, yeah, that would not just kind of step back and go, oh, well, it is what it is. I need to save myself. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, I'm sure that there's obviously
I mean, all
things that have
animals.
very often.
Yeah, but the majority of animals will save themselves as opposed to
Mm,
saving their young because it makes no sense for their young to survive when the survival rate of young things in the bush is just so low when adults have already
exactly.
made it to reproductive age. So they will very rarely, you know, sacrifice themselves to protect their young. Anyway, that was super, super, super interesting. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Taylor. Can't wait
Thank
to
you.
spend next Thursday with you, hopefully. Bye, everybody.
Bye.